It is kind of crazy because, like, a lot of people used to be infinitely more charitable, and over time they have just grown so resentful, and it's kind of sad to see. XUC being one of them.
He has to abide by what the people say and what the little guy says, and he has to copy and paste their opinion to be accepted because that's his currency. It is literally his method of exchange with the world, and he is stuck by that like a puppet.
Like, there was a point where a lot of people from XQC all the way to Ethan Klein that were infinitely more charitable, infinitely more understanding. Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? My commentary has not changed at all. And I think that the issue is a lot of people will always say, Hasan, you've changed. You've become a different person. You've become significantly more radical. And it's like, no, I have not.
Sheesh. Hasan hasn't been taking the recent criticism well. The guy seems to be under the impression that all the people that have been criticizing him lately, like XQC and Ethan, are only doing it because it's become cool to hate on Hasan. He is upset because he thinks that these people used to be infinitely more charitable to him in the past. Hasan insists that it's everyone else that has changed and that he has been consistent with his opinion for over a decade at this point, and that these people are only hating on him now because drama farmers have made it cool to hate on Hasan. Jeez, this guy really loves to avoid any sort of accountability. Every single time he gets just a little bit more criticism than he likes, he just cries, calling the person a destiny orbiter or obsessed. Hasan really seems to fail to understand, with him being around on the scene for over a decade at this point, that the clips of him and his radical behavior just keep stacking up, making his opinion infinitely more criticizable than it used to be.
Do we have a blast off meme? Do we have a blast off meme? Bomb Lefts has one, as always. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, I like that. Jesus got Luigi. I like that. All right, let's blast off. Luigi's getting perp walked. Looking hot as honestly. Like, respect. Can we get XUC on with Alex Press again? Yeah, we should get XUC on to hear what his feedback is on terrorism designation. Like the classification of terrorism. I think he would be fantastic at educating people on that. I've heard that he had a lot of issues with what I was saying about like how terrorism charges automatically are a political charge, and simply focusing on the Google definition of terrorism is going to lead you astray. We got to get XUC on to hear about his opinion on Syria.
Here Hasan goes, being upset that XQC dunked on him on Twitter, because Hasan was freaking out the CEO killer was being charged with terrorism. And now Hasan is trying to get one over on him on stream so he could act like XQC is unqualified to talk about the situation, when all he did was post the definition of terrorism.
Also, yeah, I've had XUC on with Alex Press in the past on this broadcast. It is kind of crazy because, like, a lot of people used to be infinitely more charitable, and over time they have just grown so resentful, and it's kind of sad to see. XUC being one of them, you know, obviously, because like back in the day, I think XQC was interested in hearing about different perspectives that he wasn't privy to. Like, he would totally be down to talk to a person like Alex Press, but his brain has just been fucking melted over the last couple of years of booking over and over again. You know what I mean? And going to kick and shit. So whenever he tries to make forays in the politics, like every now and then he'll have like a good take. Back in the day, he used to have a lot more good takes overall, because I think he led by empathy and charitability and trying to understand like where people were coming from. Oh my God. Oh my God. This one banged. What the fuck? Trump bombed Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Iraq during his presidency, and here's you wearing a Trump shirt shaking Trump's hand. God damn, what a fucking abysmal ratio for the juicer. Juicer got 16K off this. Haas Twitter on top. That's crazy.
Why have they grown resentful of you, Hasan? Could it be because of your weird superiority complex over people commenting on politics? Could it be because every week there's a clip of you going around saying some radical shit? Could it be because when you criticize them, you act like it's completely justified, and when they criticize you, you just act like they're obsessed or doing Destiny's bidding or something about Keemstar? You know, I hate to break it to you, Hasan, but dude, you have made yourself a pretty easily hateable person over the years. Why wouldn't XQC have a reason to call you out? You're sitting here acting like his opinion on stuff is only correct when you agree with him. Sorry to break it to you, Hasan, but you aren't nearly as correct on things as you think you are. When you're a streamer, you comment on things going on in the community. You do it, XQC does it, everyone does it. It seems like you just really don't like when the streamers are commenting on you.
That's crazy. Anyway, listen, like I said, I just wish, because I saw a tweet from someone earlier today about Ethan, and I forgot that like we've had so many conversations in terms of like charitability. I think this is a great example of this. Okay, this is not drama. Okay, don't freak out. Don't get into like drama shit. But someone posted this morning and I saw it. On a 2020 episode of his podcast, Ethan Klein agreed with the same analysis of 9/11 that he's been attacking Comrade Casey Frogan and Real Wowmount over in recent months. It's kind of depressing to see how open-minded he once was, given how reactionary he's become. And like, this is like, whenever I see older content from people that I was friends with or people that I used to interact with, it is kind of sad to see like where they're at now in terms of like what they're...
Hasan, why do you think so many people think differently about you now than they used to? Are these people really just obsessed Destiny orbiters? Or have you repeatedly put your foot in your mouth 1,000 times over the course of the last few years? Dude, you have nobody to blame but yourself that you've created a vastly different public opinion about yourself than you've previously had. This isn't rocket science, Hasan. This isn't because people are all of a sudden uncharitable to you. Quit being such a damn narcissist, dude.
You extended infinite charity to that guy is sad. No, because like, dude, it's not me extending charity to people. It's charity being extended to me, okay? That's what it is. Like, that's what this is about. Like, I'm always going to be charitable across the board, no matter what. But here, look at this. Just listen to this fucking 4-minute video really quickly and then interpret it whichever way you want. But this is the first interaction that I ever had with Ethan Klein. This interaction was so positive that it led us to literally make the podcast Leftovers together.
Incredible. It's hard. It's actually incredible that this was the ending sequence of Rambo 3. It says this film is dedicated to the...
Stop covering drama, man. Man, shut the fuck up. This is not fucking drama. Take a week off, okay? This is a much larger, much broader point, okay? A lot of people look at this and they go, oh my God, Ethan Klein on screen. This is drama. It's not, okay? I am not covering drama. This is not to like finger wag at Ethan. This is not to be like, look at how hypocritical he is. This is a much broader point that I'm trying to make, which is that like there was a point where a lot of people from XQC all the way to Ethan Klein that were infinitely more charitable, infinitely more understanding, and trying to figure out the world and not just immediately reacting back with negativity.
Crave.
Hasan, bro, how about just doing some internal reflection? If there are so many people that are changing their opinion on you, do you think maybe that you might be responsible? Do these people really have to extend charity to you and your statements over and over and over? Have you, like, ever thought about what you do on a daily basis? You sit there reacting to clips and Twitter comments all day, making snap judgments, roasting people you disagree with all day long. Have you, like, ever considered why you should be beyond that happening to you? Have you ever thought that maybe you have put yourself in this situation where you've become easily hateable and easily criticizable? You know, I'd love to get into that thick skull of yours and understand how you really think about yourself. Because I gotta say, man, the superiority complex you ooze just isn't helping your case, man.
Mujahideen fighters, and these guys were the guys. Tell me about the legacy of the Mujahideen fighters.
You're not saying it right.
They are. Yeah, this was not real, by the way. The VHS. This is not a real flick, or rather, the movie is real, but this part was not real. This was edited.
Try my best.
It's a Berenstein's Bears moment.
They're fighter troops in the region, and they were fighting against the USSR at the time, and that's why we armed them, because we needed them to fight against the USSR in the region in the Cold War era.
Yeah.
And then some of them became more. Some of them decided, well, America is bombing the shit out of us too. Well, fuck them. And the simplest way to describe it is that they, much like ISIS and every single other militant faction, formed more radical and anti-Western militant factions with American training and American arms, and then started fighting America.
So it's kind of a beautiful irony, isn't it? So that's why that's what you meant when you said the brave fighters.
Yeah, and it would be ironic if after like the seventh oopsie, you got to recognize that it's probably just being done deliberately so that you can justify further engagement in the region and further destabilization in the region, because it keeps happening. We keep arming a certain sect or a certain militant group, and this happens in Latin American countries as well. We arm a certain group.
The mic is not terrible. It's just that it has a different condenser and I just had different sound settings, man. Just stop focusing on that.
That group becomes even more violent. There's even more destabilization, especially after like bombing campaigns or sanctions that kill hundreds of thousands of people, like in Iraq. And then that militant group is like, well, now it's our territory. We can just take over and do whatever the we want.
Yeah, I mean,
and they get even more radical.
What happens when you give the craziest people military weapons and training, and then just let them do their thing? I mean,
in a lot of instances, it's not even directly a consequence of their like ideology or Islam or whatever. It's literally that they just have no other options. If you grew up in Iraq and your entire country is bombed in the shit, your infrastructure is eviscerated, you have no future opportunities, you have no options, and your family members have been killed, then they feel like, well, this guy who is a little bit crazy, definitely real crazy, preaching all this hatred towards America, maybe he has some good ideas. And that's how a lot of people find themselves at the precipice of radicalization. Like Taliban increased its numbers and influence in Afghanistan after the American invasion, which of course is not that surprising. And that is despite the fact that the American forces there killed a fuckload of members, and yet their ranks are stronger than ever. And now America is negotiating with them as a legitimate entity in the country. Like they are a powerful and legitimate force now, almost directly as a consequence of American imperialism.
The reason why I'm pointing this out is not to be like, look at Ethan, look at how much his attitude has changed. I think it's important to recognize how this change occurs. This is from 2020. This is the first interaction I've ever had with him. When he's interpreting what I have to say charitably, what I'm saying right here is no different than my analysis over October 7, my analysis revolving around Hezbollah, my analysis revolving around the Ansar Allah movement in Yemen. Okay? Nothing is different. It is virtually identical, 1-to-1.
You know, God forbid someone's opinion about you changes after literal years of you making it abundantly clear that you don't just sympathize with these people. Because if that was all you had said on the situation, people wouldn't have such a reason to criticize you. First, you had the 9/11 comment. Then you had the Dan Crenshaw comment. Then October 7th. Then you interviewed a Houthi. Oh, and how about the literal propaganda you played on stream calling it a music video? I'm almost forgetting the container ship being raided. I mean, dude, Hasan, I could go on and on. It's pretty clear you are beyond sympathy at this point, my dude. These people don't extend charity to you anymore, Hasan, because you have made your opinion blatantly obvious over the years. These people were probably under the impression at first that you were just shining a light on something a lot of people don't know about. But after you've seeded the world over the course of years with little comments and reactions over and over, they see what you're actually about, Hasan. This really isn't rocket science. It's called changing your opinion when you have more information.
My commentary has not changed at all. And I think that the issue is a lot of people will always say, Hasan, you've changed. You've become a different person. You've become significantly more radical. And it's like, no, I have not. And you just have to remind yourself that, like, I think the most significant component here is just charitability.
Imperialism and destabilization in the region.
How many Iraqis died in that George Bush war?
Chad is blind to analysis. They love good versus bad dynamic. You dogpiling on Ethan is what they crave. You explaining the situation and helping others understand your vision of empathy and charitability is annoying for them because they refuse to learn. Exactly. This is a very annoying part in the way that this community operates as well. The people that claim that they didn't know you had certain positions are disingenuous. You are one of the most consistent, stubborn, and message-focused people I've ever seen. If they claim they didn't know what you believed, they're either lying or weren't really listening. Yeah. Or the third thing, they were listening, but they weren't really paying a lot of attention, or they didn't have other underlying biases, or they weren't primed by a drama farming YouTuber with no political background whatsoever, like a fucking Willie Mack show or any number of different like Keemstar orbiters. You know what I mean?
Or fourth, your commentary might not have changed that much, but there sure have been a massive influx of examples that you aren't just searching for sympathy for these people. You pretty clearly have more of an agenda than that. If it was all about sympathy, you wouldn't be laughing at the thought of people being essayed, purely because they're making your side look bad. And dude, you roasting Willie Mack for not having a political background is pretty rich, Hasan. Sorry we don't all have uncles that run media companies that are willing to let their talentless nephews play pretend media pundit. Remember guys, Hasan is just a journalist doing journalism.
They're going along with bro tip stuff now and how you said it was sarcastic. No. First and foremost, that is satirical, okay? It was a shitty attempt at satire. And it was 12 years ago and deleted 12 years ago. And it is my political perspective, albeit still very progressive at the time, had a bunch of blind spots. Misogyny and also transphobia being two, key ingredients here in terms of like my own personal blind spots. And I've worked against them. I have learned. I have changed my opinion over the years. And it's not only something that I have talked about a million times over, but it's also something that has informed my viewpoint. Like it's something that I bring up voluntarily, regularly when talking about giving people the bandwidth to make mistakes and being more understanding of people when they actually demonstrate that they've changed. So that's it. It's not something that I've like sheltered. It is embarrassing. So it's not like something that I love. It's not something I particularly enjoy. I also look like Steven Crowder, which makes it even worse in my opinion. Like I just straight up in those old ass fucking videos, I just look like Steven Crowder, which I fucking hate. God, I was so icky.
I love this point that Hasan has been trying to make recently. Trying to act like his bro tip days were just bad satirical jokes. Also, he could act like he's been consistent on his values for more than a decade. Yeah, articles like shout out number 4, Miley Cyrus twerks at the VMAs, adult industry gets AIDS, and Lamar Odom's crackbender. Or how about shout out number 3, sexting porn stars, hyperlooping, and naked Justin Bieber. These totally sound satirical, my dude. It's not like these read like your current stream titles for Twitch. Bro, just admit it. This project was to prove to Chank that you have the chops to be a media personality for TYT. I mean, just look at this stuff, dude. Sure, it comes off horribly cringe, but it does not come off like satire.
This week in shoutouts, I bring you what's really important in the news. Shout out to Elon Musk, the ultimate swag champion of all time, for unveiling his latest invention, the Hyperloop, earlier this afternoon. Basically, the design is similar to a gun shooting a bullet through a tube, where the bullet happens to be going 800 miles per hour while carrying people. According to Musk, the Hyperloop will also be faster than a bullet train and at a fraction of the cost. Now, the serious question I have for Elon Musk is this. How do you have the time to come up with this shit when women are probably tossing their salads your way faster than you can say Hyperloop in every single corner? You're a designated genius, you're a good-looking dude, and you happen to be a fucking billionaire. So my second actually serious question is this one. How will I take a piss on the Hyperloop? Am I sending my golden trail down your science tubes at 800 miles per hour? Because if that's the case, Hyperloop just got way more fucking awesome. Aside from being able to get people from San Francisco to LA in under 30 minutes, at today's press conference, you managed to give every single member of Al-Qaeda the massivest hard-on ever. Anyway, Elon, I admire your conquest in becoming the real-life Tony Stark without the creepy facial hair, and for that, you are our bro of the week. How is this good for the Trump campaign? Any undecided voters are going to see this as a right-wing freak interviewing glazing Trump and now help swing their vote? I think that a lot of dumb people still think Elon Musk is awesome. I'll say that much. A lot less people now think Elon Musk is awesome, but there's still plenty of dumb people because the media for years and years glazed him as like a genius and a brilliant boy. So there's definitely still a lot of like average Joes that probably think that, Elon Musk is cool. I've never been one of those guys. I've been a fucking hater. For our social guru segment, I'm going to let you know how you can get laid because you currently sit in your mother's basement and watch YouTube videos all day. Our bro tip of the week is going out to all the wallflowers. This is a little thing me and my friends like to call the 5-second rule. What is the 5-second rule, you might ask? The 5-second rule is exactly when you see a girl for the first time ever and you don't think for longer than 5 seconds and you immediately react. If you think for more than 5 seconds on what you're going to do with the hot girl that just walks into the bar with her friends screaming, "Guys, tonight, I just want to dance, Stacy. I just want to dance." You're never, ever going to get laid, and here's why. Because us guys, no matter how confident we are, we get psyched out. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your dick and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. So once you start thinking with your brain, you're immediately going to psych yourself out. And when you psych yourself out, you're not getting laid, and you're microwaving a bottle of baby lotion for the 7th time that week.
Yeah, bro, that's not satire. That's just a convenient excuse so you don't have to go too deep into you being an absolute insufferable tool. I mean, come on, this guy used to jack off Elon Musk acting like he was the second coming. And now he acts like he has never been a fan of Elon Musk and has always criticized him. This is exactly why so many people don't like you, Hasan. Because you're just disingenuous. Which is exactly why people like XQC are calling you out more and more.
Is a literal slave of public opinion and most common take on the internet. He has to abide by what the people say and what the little guy says, and he has to copy and paste their opinion to be accepted because that's his currency. It is literally his method of exchange with the world, and he is stuck by that like a puppet. And he's gonna act like these are my own views. Let me check on the internet. Okay. Guys, these are my views. I stand by this, guys. Guys, I'm on your side. I'm the little guy. Guys. Guys, I'm not a class traitor. Guys, but I work at Twitch is Amazon. Twitch subscriber with Amazon Prime. But guys, the picket fence line at the Amazon. Please. Don't break the union at the Amazon. So evil, Amazon. I got you guys. Yo, ads, how many? 5 minutes? Yo, really? 5 today? 5 minutes? Guys, watch some ads from Amazon. Oh, money from Amazon? Amazon Prime? Yeah. Guys, Amazon is so weird. Oh, shit. What a joke, dude. What a joke. Holy.
What a fucking joke indeed. Hasan is just so desperate for public approval. He's just so desperate to feel like he understands the little guy. He really just wants the public to like him. He sits there day in and day out, raking in profit from a company that he claims is evil, then blows off people that criticize him, saying they aren't being charitable enough to him, and that they are obsessed, and that they orbit destiny. This guy will never take responsibility. Dude will never do some internal reflection on why so many people criticize him now. Jeez, this guy really has some problems. Alright guys, I said my bit. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to watch more content like this, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video right here.